Today, we're talking about one of the disruptor industries out there, and that's cannabis. Now, I have started a portfolio in a certain section that is my disruptor industry companies that I have holdings in. It's everything from cannabis to psilocybin, 3D printing, biogenomics, as well as a few others. As I mentioned today in particular, I wanted to talk about the cannabis industry, and the company that I'm going to specifically focus in on is Planet 13, ticker symbol PLNHF. Now, they are a OTC stock, meaning over the counter. And so for the exchange that you use to invest in, there is going to be an associated fee every time you make a purchase. But given the price per share cost at this point, it still is worth paying that fee. And I do have a fairly substantial position that I will continue to build out, at least up until $10 per share. And just to give you a little background and context of what Planet 13 is, for those of you that don't know, it's a cannabis superstore dispensary, and they are headquartered in Las Vegas, Nevada, the city that never sleeps. They were founded in 2002, and the best comparison I can make is that they are trying to become the marijuana superstore chain of America, just like Cabela's. As you can see here in the investor section of the Planet 13 website, this is a financial presentation that they put together. And I found out about them just over a year ago and really started to build my position and start a holdings with them about 11 months ago. So when I bought in, the cost basis was just over $4. And like I said, I've got substantial holdings that I will continue to build out. This diagram here shows their 2021 US objectives. Number 1, open an Orange County superstore, which they've done, and it's been very successful. Number 2, acquire 1 to 2 additional licenses in Tier 1 markets for superstore development. I'll touch on it in more detail, but they do have a location that is currently under construction in California. And number 3, open neighborhood stores in attractive markets. So they've checked the box on all 3 of those for 2021. Looking ahead at their 5-year US objectives, 8+ superstores in Tier 1 markets across the US. You can see from this map, they're really trying to expand on a national level. And I think that they've got the right leadership in place. I really found out about this company through YouTube and watching financial education. And after I saw some of the initial videos, I started to do my own research and due diligence and realized that there's a very big potential for this company to become the leader in cannabis dispensaries throughout the country. As it says here, if a city is affluent enough to support a major sports team, Planet 13 is interested in opening a premium cannabis store. So they're hitting all the major markets throughout the states. And you'll see as I get into some of the later research that even within these major markets or cities, they're trying to be very strategic about location. Neighborhood stores in strategically placed localized markets across the US. So yes, that is a very big focus for them and a very strong marketing theme. Looking ahead at some aspects that are going to help them to continue to develop and grow, as well as be upward catalysts for the price per share valuation and investor interest. You can see in this article, Planet 13 positioned to build consumption lounge with passage of landmark Bill 341 in Nevada. I know most of you are aware of this, and it's not new news for those of you that have been closely following Planet 13, but I just really get excited as I see these new news updates and releases, and it just makes me even more want to increase my position and build my holdings, because I know once it gets up to a certain price per share, then it's not going to make a whole lot of sense for me to continue to add. And so I really want to upscale as quickly as I can before this company becomes a lot more mainstream from an investor's perspective. Planet 13 Holdings, a leading vertically integrated Nevada cannabis company, welcomes recently passed Bill 341 allowing existing licensed dispensaries to operate a consumption lounge co-located with the dispensary. Planet 13 has reserved an expansive, dedicated space within the Las Vegas Superstore for a consumption lounge, which it will look to get built as soon as possible. So I see that happening definitely within the next few months, and this is great timing, especially with Las Vegas being open from the current lockdown. And as the co-CEO of Planet 13 states, we are thrilled that after the long wait, Nevada will finally be home to consumption lounges. We've long believed that tourists needed a safe, legal, and enjoyable place to consume cannabis, and have been planning for a consumption lounge at the Superstore since the bill was originally proposed 2 years ago, said Bob Grosbeck. Our Superstore is one of the only dispensaries with the space on site and the proximity to the Las Vegas Strip to create a truly Vegas-style club. As with the rest of our dispensary, we look forward to setting the bar and showing the industry what it is possible when your goal is to out-Vegas Vegas. Now that's a very bold statement, to be able to out-Vegas Vegas, the city that never sleeps. And especially to know that with this company, they're very focused on the client experience and making sure that they get a high return on customers, that this bodes well for their company growth, as well as immediate and future revenue. Like I mentioned, there is a current location under construction. This is in Santa Ana, California. Planet 13 is hiring 250 people ahead of Cannabis Superstore's debut in Santa Ana. And you can see here this image of where it's going to be located, and it's on a major thoroughfare, it appears. Planet 13 hopes to fill the Orange County positions by July. It will also be adding 40 cash registers and 80 additional employees at its Las Vegas store, boosting company-wide staffing by 330. The Santa Ana location is 45,000 square feet, which is about less than half of the Superstore in Las Vegas. I think Las Vegas is around 112,000 square feet. But like I mentioned, they've definitely selected a prime spot for their location in California. As it notes here, it's about 10 minutes from Disneyland, 5 minutes from the South Coast Plaza Mall, and close to the beach, said David Ferris. We know that many people who visit our Las Vegas location are actually from California. So they've already seen the experience, probably visited the Superstore, and know what the company is about. And so as long as they can produce and maintain the same quality and client experience, then there's no reason that they won't perform at a very high level and increase their revenue by that much more once they open this store next month. Planet 13 touts its Las Vegas location as the world's largest cannabis store and said the Santa Ana dispensary will be the second largest. Before I dive into this closing article, could Planet 13 be a Millionaire maker stock? Like I mentioned, I bought in at just over $4, and I think that currently Planet 13 is trading at just over $6, $6.70, I believe. And so even within less than a year, I've made a really good gain. This is one I have a strong conviction for because I do see the long-term plan and vision, and I stand behind their management team. And so far, they've met their objectives, and I think that they will continue to do so. So I don't see any reason why within the next 3 to 5 years, they can't be at $25 per share. As we read through this article, for investors, the pot stock has already been an amazing buy, generating returns of more than 300% over the past year, while the Horizons Marijuana Life Sciences ETF has risen by just 40%. With the economy reopening and travel on the rise, there could soon be an influx of customers headed for its conveniently located dispensaries. Planet 13's business holds a lot of promise, but can investing in it today make you a millionaire? What the numbers say. What the numbers say. For a business to make you rich, it needs to be generating some strong numbers. And Planet 13 has been doing just that. On May 27th, the Nevada-based company released its first quarter results for for the period ending March 31st. Sales during the period totaled $23.8 million, which was a year-over-year increase of 42%. Very amazing results to see, and just gets me more and more excited about the strength of this company and where they're headed. That was also an 18% improvement from the fourth quarter when sales came in at $20.1 million. And the numbers are likely to get even better, which I definitely agree with, and I think that this company is going to skyrocket. Planet 13 reported that in April, sales reached a record of $10.7 million. Co-CEOs Bob Grosbeck and Larry Scheffler were blown away by the rebound in tourist activity. A rebound is correct, as the monthly visitor volume in Las Vegas is almost back to pre-pandemic levels. In April 2021, visitor volume of 2.57 million was a 15.4% increase from the previous month and down just 27% compared to 2 years ago. In February 2020, the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority reported 3.3 million visitors. You can see here in this chart, obviously as we get into the months when we went into lockdown, March, April of 2020, very low numbers, steadily coming back as things became less restrictive. And you can see a huge jump if you look at April of 2020 to April of 2021, being well below 500,000 and now above 2.5 million. Like I said, obviously do your own research, make sure that you have an understanding of the company's performance, financials, and their vision. But if you've reached the same conclusion that I have, then I would definitely think about starting a position now, or if you already have a position, to increase your holdings before it gets much more expensive. If there's been any great takeaways from this video, please make sure you hit that like button so that others can find it in their search as they look at Planet 13. Definitely for those of you who don't follow me, please hit that subscribe and bell if you want to continue to hear other content in regards to stock companies that I have holdings in and have done research on, free financial education, as well as some of my investment strategies with the cryptocurrency space. Until next time, get started now on building your path to financial freedom. Continue to educate yourself and increase your knowledge. And don't just survive, thrive!